Hello everybody and welcome to our 3D market commentary. Today is Monday, September 12, 2022, and my name is Jose Blasco. We are going to be looking at the market. To be more specific, we're going to be looking at 5 very important, very relevant markets, 5 key markets, to understand what's happening in such markets so we understand better the market environment overall. And we are doing that 1 hour before the US equity markets begin trading, so everybody can be properly prepared, properly informed before clicking on that button. Before we get started, I would like to highlight on the upper left side of the screen our financial disclaimer. Please read it carefully. It's fairly short, it's easy to read, and because of that, and because it's important, I am counting on you all to read it completely. Thank you very much. Very nice, and the disclaimer has been highlighted. Very good. So let's begin with our commentary. I'm just going to close this introduction slide so we can jump into the charts. So what do we have here? Well, on the right, we can see that we have a chart. This is the daily time frame of the S&P 500 index. On the left side, we have our September 12, 2022 news flash, which, by the way, if you don't know how to get the news flash, I am just highlighting on the screen the instructions. You just follow the steps and that's it. It's a free news flash that you could get in your inbox every day, even though we are doing this once a week. When it comes to streaming live, you actually receive the news flash on your inbox in a daily basis. So make sure you don't miss that because it's indeed relevant. Why is it relevant? Well, because we do a 3D analysis of the markets, right? So 3D means that we're going to be looking at the climate. Understanding the climate is key because the climate is going to tell us more about the upcoming market direction based on probabilities. So it's not about a gut feeling, it's about computer data processing and stacking odds in our favor in the form of statistics. And then we got the buy and sell UFOs. They look like flying saucers. We call them UFOs. The UFO stands for on-field order. You can see them on the screen on the right side. Some are green UFOs, some are red UFOs. Those stand for on-field orders again, and they are responsible for the upcoming turning points. The expectation would be that if the S&P was to fall and get to the green UFO, it would bounce and go back up. And if it was to get to the red UFO, it would react to the red UFO and go back down, creating those turning points either above or below, located where the UFOs are on the chart, thanks to the great accumulation of on-field orders waiting to get filled if price gets there, and if price gets there, they would then get filled, giving us this high probability opportunity for a turning point to happen to be used as entries or exits. Finally, the last dimension of our analysis is market volatility, looking at the upcoming speed of price movement, which is just as relevant because some markets are about to become very slow pace, very boring if I can. Some markets are maybe very spicy, too spicy if I can, maybe too volatile, and therefore more risk is assumed for the traders executing those trades. And in that sense, some trades could be avoided or some trades could be welcome. So those various components are going to be assessed for the 5 markets I mentioned before. We will start with the S&P futures, where we can see here the climate on the news flash is set as confirmed yes, up 2 out of 864. What does that mean? It means that we are showing here with AutoClimate a blue and thick dot. AutoClimate, by the way, is a tool that everybody can get for free. I will point in a moment at the instructions on the screen on how you can do that. Again, blue and thick dot, that means the climate is confirmed, and being blue, it means it's an up climate. And it's been lasting, it's been traveling, that market has been moving in that direction for 2 candles already. Statistics suggest 8.64 is a normal thing to happen. It's a 1 standard deviation, a normal thing to happen. And therefore, we would be expecting this market to continue progressing. Another 6 candles, again, that would be a normal thing to happen, maybe a few less, a few more. Again, 864 is a great reference for what's normal. And from there, if we do hit that red UFO, which is the next dimension located at 4258.00, here you can see it in red color, isn't it? 4258.00. So we would now expect the market to fall from that price point. So this is what is most likely going to happen based on probabilities. Of course, probabilities are there to sometimes not to be respected, and we can see the market go down. But if the market was to go down and come to the green UFO again, that UFO is located at 401150. the expectation would then be to see the market go back up. Okay, of course, those on-field orders could also be canceled. There is nothing in the marketplace which is a guarantee, but as you can see, I already give you multiple reasons for an edge, a trading edge, odds in your favor to plan on a trade, set your entries, etc. Speed of movement based on the VIX, VIX being the implied volatility of options on the S&P 500 index, would be set at 23.37%. If we reverse engineer the options pricing models to get a more measurable type of size of a move, we are talking about 60 plus points a day, either up or down, 133 points either up or down in a week, 277 points either up or down in a month. That would be the interpretation of the VIX if we reverse engineer the pricing models. I told you I would share with you how you can get your auto climate, so you just need to follow the instructions on the screen and you can get your auto climate. And now let's do the same analysis for crude oil. So I'm going to click on crude oil on the right, 1, 2, 3. The chart is loading. Here are the UFOs, here the climate, speed of the light. So we are now ready to assess this market condition. So where are we at with crude oil? We are in a down market, which is confirmed. Yes, thick and red. It's been running for 8 candles. A normal thing to happen is 671, let's call it 7. It's been running for 7 candles. So I would say, statistically speaking, we are all set for a change of climate. And again, what's interesting here with crude oil is that the next pile of on-field orders to sell is located all the way at 100.89, which is very far higher, like almost 20 points higher, where the next pile of on-field orders to buy is located at 80.47, which is much closer below. So we may have a very extended climate to the upside if the climate changes. And of course, when it gets to the red UFO, the expectation then would be to see crude oil go down. If not, if crude oil was to fall and continue falling a bit longer, that would be, I would say, an even higher probability trade, because then the climate would be even more extended. Instead of 8 out of 671, it may be 10, 12, 8 out of 671, which is unlikely based on probabilities. And now we are hitting a level where on-field orders to buy are available. So we would expect a pretty strong movement to the upside from that price point. Again, at the moment, it's a bit in the middle of nowhere because there is no UFO close by. And the climate it's at this moment in time, it's in a position where going short is too late, going long is too soon, right? So a change of climate would be advisable there to stack odds in our favor and not to take a little gamble trade and be a bit more in line with the probabilities. Speed of movement based on OVX, which is the implied volatility of options on crude oil futures, 48.84%. Reverse engineer pricing models, that gives us 2.70 points a day, either up or down, 5.94 points a week, either up or down, 12.36 points a month, either up or down. And the next market in line, it's going to be gold. Talking about next markets, I am highlighting on the screen additional links, in this case, our courses page, in case you want to learn, you need to learn other markets. There are plenty of materials, plenty of courses that you could explore there, which, by the way, our courses give you free access to auto UFOs and auto climate for a period of time, depending on the course, could be 1 month up to 3 months. So take a look, because you can kill 2 birds on 1 stone, which is educate yourself more and better, and on top of that, have access to tools which are, institutional grade. Anyway, so talking about gold, we are talking about a climate which is extremely extended to the downside. Down, yes, 10 out of 575. So notice how probabilities here have been extremely challenged. 10 out of 587. It's almost double the size of a move that would be normal. So certainly a change of climate is to be expected. And notice, by the way, that we can see already this gray line in the bottom part of the climate, which is basically telling you a change of climate is happening. Notice every time, I didn't mention that in prior examples because we didn't have it, but notice how every time in the past where a gray line has shown up, almost always, okay, only that case, we had 2 gray lines, one next to each other. All other cases, basically every long gray line pointing down led to a change of climate. So currently, we are inside of a place on the chart where we got sell on field orders. We are inside of a red UFO located at 1731.4 all the way to 1757.9. We are right there. So you would think gold is going to fall from there and yeah, I mean, those unfilled orders being filled will bring the prices down. Like you can see, that candle tried to go up, it could not. That candle tried to go up, it could not. Notice how little by little we are seeing a little bit of higher highs. So those unfilled orders are being eaten up, and together with the fact that the statistics are extremely overextended, again, I would expect those unfilled orders to be gone anytime, and we may see that red UFO go away, and we may actually see a green UFO show up somewhere here on the chart, which again, that will be sent to you tomorrow in the updated news flash. Okay, right now what we see real time is still a red UFO. I would still expect intraday some selling pressure, but in the following days, certainly a change of climate, as I said, given the bottom gray line that we can see in the bottom part of the chart. Okay, so again, down climate about to change based on stats, buy and sell orders, we talked about it. Speed of movement 15.91% out of looking at options on gold futures. That is 17.41 points in a day, either up or down, 36.33 points in a week, either up or down, 79.8 points in a month, either up or down. Next market to analyze, which is the great protagonist of 2022, it's the dollar index. Incredible, everything that is happening out there, which it's often being explained in form of fundamentals out there. Of course, for the fundamentalist, it would make sense, I would say. But for traders looking at order flow, looking at orders, obviously, when the dollar is going up the way it's been going up, which is the most significant moves in the markets this year, 2022, that means that the dollar is becoming more expensive. If the dollar is more expensive, you need less dollars to buy anything else. And what happens to anything else? Everything else becomes cheaper. Crude oil went lower, gold went lower, equities went lower, cryptocurrencies went lower, many key currencies went lower as well, such as the euro, and that's because of the dollar. So obviously, extremely relevant market, which could be a guide to trade anything that we trade. Now, in the past few days, as you can see, there's been a bit of movement to the downside on the dollar. I mean, it's a pretty significant move, but even though it's a pretty significant move, notice how the climate, which is currently down, okay, actually, I guess we just made a little typo here. As confirmed, it's actually non-confirmed anymore. Not maybe this just happened a few minutes ago, but notice how this dot is thin instead of thick dots like we had before. So we are dealing with a non-confirmed climate to the downside, which tells me that if the dollar comes to the green UFO located at 106.84, we are likely going to see another major move to the upside, breaking those highs and keep going higher. Potentially bringing many other markets down. Okay, so of course, when you look at markets like the euro, which is not part of this analysis, but just adding this extra information for you, when you look at markets like the euro that have been rallying very strongly in the past day or two, coinciding with the fact that the ECB raised the interest rates last week. Many people may explain that from a fundamental point of view, but the reality is that the dollar was falling, so of course the euro was going to go higher, isn't it? Just like many other markets as well, like the equities, which is also going higher, or gold, or crude oil, which are going higher in the past day or two. So something to watch for. The climate, it's down, but again, it's not confirmed, so let's take it easy. On-field orders to buy 106.84, and speed of movement a bit slower. Things are being a bit more relaxed out there when we look at options on currency futures. 0.73 points a day, either up or down, 1.60 points a week, either up or down, 3.34 points a month, either up or down, for the dollar index. And last market for our analysis, which is the bakkt Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin futures trading on the ICE exchange. Of course, the chart is going to be copy-paste of the Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. This one is just safer to trade because it trades in a regulated exchange. So what are we dealing with? Well, we are dealing with a knock climate. Okay, we changed climate one day ago, actually. So we are in a knock climate. But notice how we got sell on field orders located at 23,122. We are currently trading at 22,000. So a bit more of a rally. We're going to hit that pile of on-field orders, and that is very likely going to bring the Bitcoin back down to the green UFO located at 19,000. Okay, so we're going to have to see all of this in action, of course. Sell orders may be canceled, and then we break this high, and then we continue going higher. That could be. The climate is blue, and it just started, so this is something for us to respect. But when you look at all the climates that took place, look at the duration of the red climates. Apart from this one that didn't take too long, all those red climates are very long, where the majority of the blue climates are pretty short, isn't it? So I would not expect from Bitcoin to go too far just now, especially given the fact that we have a red UFO. If the red UFO goes away, which if you are using auto UFOs, you will see that real time, then of course there is room for the market, for the Bitcoin, to go up all the way to 30,000. But with that red UFO located at 23,000 plus, we gotta take this into consideration and not to be a hopeful trader, because obviously that would probably turn into a bad experience. 90.69% is the implied volatility on Bitcoin futures options. That is 1,268 points a day, either up or down. Almost 2,800 points a week, either up or down. Almost 6,000 points a month, either up or down. And finally, as we conclude the session for today, we are looking at the economic calendar. So what do we have that is relevant? Well, of course, all those events that we put on the news flash are indeed relevant. They will not be there. It's not the case. Notice a few public holidays to be highlighted. Japan, especially if you trade currencies, the yen and things like that. Obviously, that's going to be relevant. That is on Sunday, but again, it may have an impact on the Monday. So those are to be seen and to be observed. But obviously, probably the most important values that will come out this week, as almost always, will come from the US market. We can see here consumer sentiment next Friday. Of course, everybody is talking about inflation, consumer sentiment. So very important, in line with retail sales as well, and the day before on Thursday. And also in line with the CPI for food and energy. And that's going to be tomorrow. So, of course, other events, New Zealand, Euro, Pound, etc. But the most important ones are the ones I just mentioned. So hopefully that makes sense. And just thanking you very much for joining me for this short 15-minute preparation before the week begins, before the equity markets in the US open on Monday, and the whole week of trading begins in those beautiful markets. You have a great trading week. Make sure you count on us. We're here to help. On the screen, you can also see how proud we are with the achievement of achieving number one new release in 3 different categories, both for paperback and ebook format of our Mystery to Mastery book. So I would say take a look. You will probably enjoy it. It will probably be very helpful in your trading. It also grants you access to auto UFOs for a period of time, as well as a course. So go take a look. $388 is its price on ebook. The paperback is a bit pricier than that, but again, very reasonable, I would say. So take a look. If you are a passionate trader, always eager to learn more, I believe you will have a fun read with our book. And again, it puts a smile on our face. So thank you for being a reader as well. See you soon, my friends. I will see you later in the week in our live trading sessions. And if not, I will see you next Monday on the next market commentary. You guys take care. See you there. Bye-bye.